Chorba and Bernie Marger.
Hey everyone, welcome to our talk. It's Harness Your Hacker Superpowers. My name is Bernie. I am a software engineer at Twitch. I work on our creator experience team. I am the organizer of the TwitchCon Hackathon, now in its second year, and in a past life, I was the co-founder and director of SwampHacks at the University of Florida. Go Gators.
Hi, I'm Gene, and I am the developer relations lead at Riot Games. I also run the Riot Games Hackathon, now in its fourth year. And previously, I ran a bunch of hackathons in Atlanta. My most famous one is HackGSU at Georgia State University.
And this is Goku, Earth's mightiest hero. But he wasn't always this way. To get to the Super Saiyan Goku ended up being, he had to train. And Goku had a little help. He had a special training device called the
Hyperbolic Time Chamber.
And in the canonical Dragon Ball Z universe, when you step inside of the Hyperbolic Time Chamber, you get a full year's worth of training in just 24 hours. And by using this device, Goku was able to defeat the intergalactic threat Cell, but that's a story for another day. Anyways, here in the real world, Goku doesn't exist. But you all have managed to find your own hyperbolic time chambers in the form of hackathons. Every 18, 24, 36-hour event you organize, attend, volunteer at, improves your skills dramatically. It's like getting years of training in just a couple of short hours.
And we believe that this makes you some of Earth's mightiest heroes. And we want to help you discover your superpowers that you've learned from hackathons through telling you a little bit about ours. My superpower is superhuman flexibility. In the real world, in careers, you never really have one duty at work. You're doing many, many different things. You have the day-to-day things you have to deal with, but at Riot, I have to deal with the legal team, I have to deal with API outages, I'm dealing with the community, I'm dealing with, hey, we want to run an event, what's going on all the time, and I'm stretched all over the place. And I have to prioritize very easily between what thing I need to do to be able to show that I am worthy of the power I'm given. The same thing can be said for you. You guys are running events all over the world, and you're always having issues. The internet's not working. The Wi-Fi, Bluetooth device you're trying to use for a pitch is not working. Hardware just didn't show up. Food isn't there. All these different things are ways for you to pivot and understand how you can make this not an actual problem. You can solve the issue and not the problem, and this makes you very valuable to a company. This makes it so that people believe that you can take more and more responsibility and you can move up the ladder very quickly.
And so my superpower that I chose is a community creation. So when I joined Twitch, there wasn't really any sort of a new hire cohort. I wasn't hired on as a university graduate, so I didn't have any new grads to hang out with. So I ended up examining the communities around Twitch a lot. And internally in our engineering organization, things are really sort of kept apart. Teams don't really talk much between each other. But a lot of the projects that we're working on are very cross-functional, and you need to know people in different parts of the company to do your job well. And so I sort of saw these gaps in the community. And so I created an internal employee group that just let people get lunch with each other, sort of matched up employees from around the company for lunch once a week. And through that, I met employees in marketing. I met employees in legal. And I even met the person who helped end up making the TwitchCon Hackathon a reality. So while solving my issue of getting a social network, I also improved my professional network and my effectiveness as an employee at Twitch. So when it comes to hackathons, organizers are especially good at understanding the gaps in communities and the communities we're serving at school and beyond. And we get to know who aren't these communities serving. And you can use that perspective to connect your coworkers. You all are the glue and the missing piece to create communities to form those bonds.
So we both also have the same power for our third one. That is tactical analysis. This is really important. It's something that most of you already have. This is the ability to know when you're building something what the end result is. When we go into a hackathon or when we're building something, we have to know what the end result, what we're delivering is. These deliverables translate directly over to what you're doing in your career. Recently, Bernie and I competed in Startup Bus, which is one of the largest and longest running startup competitions in the United States. You get on a bus somewhere in the United States and they take you to over 36 hours to a completely different part of the United States. This year it was in New Orleans, and you build an entire business on that bus. Bernie and I and 2 other members, we actually won. But it wasn't because we necessarily had the best project. It was because 4 hours into the actual event, we knew what we needed to present. There were teams out there that were building things not knowing how they were going to present down the road. And this is a very, very similar skill you're going to be using in the real life. You need to tell someone, this is exactly what I'm going to be delivering to you in 2 weeks. And this allows you to really get your chops in development. Because if you start missing deadlines or not knowing what you're building, they're not going to trust you in leading those building tasks.
So as you move forward back to your schools, back to your hackathons and beyond, take this at heart. You all are Earth's mightiest heroes, and you're going to lead the future in the tech industry and more. So understand what you're learning from hackathons, use them in creative ways, solve some really incredible problems, and we're excited to see what you do. So thank you very much.
Thank you.